learners! I am Daphne Moneda, your technology and livelihood education teacher in dressmaking. Tara! Let's explore vocational and lifelong lesson in this episode. Most essential learning competency. Identify sewing tools and equipment and their uses. Objectives. Number 1, identify sewing tools and equipment. Number 2, classify sewing machine. Number 3, select appropriate measuring tools. Our lesson for today is all about sewing tools and materials. It was categorized as measuring tools, cutting tools, marking tools, pinning tools, and sewing materials. Measuring tools is a tools for measurement. It is essential for pattern alterations and body measurements to ensure a good garment fit. Measurements should be taken accurately with the correct tools. Tape measure is used in taking body measurements. The front has the measurement of 150 centimeters and 60 inches on the other sides. Sewing gauge. This is a small useful tool with sliding guide to mark out and measure small distances. This gauge is used for measurements at hemlines, buttonholes, and area where other small measurements require checking, such as pleats and tacks. This gauge is usually made of metals or plastic, and it's about 6 inches long. Ruler. This is used for measuring straight lines, seam lines, quilting lines, pattern seam markings, and marking of small distances in space like buttonholes and pleats. It's measured 12 inches or even 18 inches. Yardstick. This is made of hardwood or metal. It is useful for checking hems and grains lines when laying out the pattern. Tailor's L square. It is used to transfer measurements to the drop pattern. It also divides the garments into the desired measurement. It has perfect square and is useful for making straight lines and numbers. French curve. This is used to shape the depth of the neck hole and armhole of the pattern. Hip curve is an essential tool for making patterns and fitting adjustments at the hip line. The tools is also great for adjusting at the hemline, for lapel, and at the elbow. Anywhere a slight curve is needed, this is a good ruler to use. Marking tools are used to transfer the pattern symbols onto the fabric to accurately make the garment. It is essential to transfer these symbols for correct fitting and sewing. Tracing wheel. Available in serrated or smooth edge. The serrated edge is used to make a dotted line marking in the most fabrics. However, it may be delicate ones. The smooth edge make a solid line marking and used for delicate fabric such as silk and chiffon. Tailor's chalk can be used to mark directly on the fabric. It doesn't need sharpening like a chalk pencil. It is available in a range of colors and is removed by brushing. Liquid marking pens. It is used to mark tacks, darts, pleats, and pockets. It comes in two types. One type disappears after about 48 hours. Another type washes off with water. Dressmaker's carbon paper. It is used to transfer the tracing wheel line to the wrong side of the fabric. A color of tracing paper should be chosen that is close to the color of the fabric, yet visible enough to see. It is also called the dressmaker tracing paper. Sewing cutting tools are very important to moving the sewing project along to completion. Sewing cutting tools should be of the best quality that you can afford. The best quality cutting tools are made of high-grade stainless steel. Bend-handed dressmaker shears are good for cutting the actual pattern fabric together. The shapes of the blade, especially the lower blade, allow the fabric to lay flat on the cutting surface. Painting shear is consists serrated or jagged edges that cut a zigzag pattern on the pattern. These shears are used to finish seam and to finish raw edges and to create decorative edges. The edge that they produce is resistant to revealing. Trimming scissor. It is 3 to 4 inches long. It is used for trimming, clipping threads, and snipping slashes. Embroidery scissor. It is about 4 or 5-inch blade, and it's used in hand embroidery works and precision cuttings to get into corners and clip thread close to the fabric. Buttonhole scissor. It is intended for making buttonholes. Thread clipper. These are handy little spring-loaded cutting tools that allow the snipping of threads. These clipping are specially used to snipping threads, and they are not designed to cut fabric. Seam ripper are specially designed for ripping out stitches from seam either as a result of an error or during alterations. They should be used carefully to prevent damage to the fabric. Rotary cutter and mat. It can be used in a general sewing to cut through the multiple layers of fabric. The rotary cutter is available in the different sizes and different blades. When using rotary cutter, work on a cutting mat to protect the blades and the cutting surface. Pinning tools used to attach, hold, or fasten as it with pins. Pen cushion. It is helpful tools to keep stray pins and needles organized. It holds pins and needles while working to prevent accidents. Hand sewing needles. It is used in making temporary stitches and buttonholes. Needle size is generally determined by fabric weight. Lighter fabric requires smaller needles, and heavier fabric requires bigger needles. Sewing pins. These are used to hold fabric together prior to sewing. They temporarily hold the fabric in place when attaching and cutting patterns or while sewing. Sewing needle threader. It is a small sewing tool designed to help pull a thread through the eye of sewing needles. Thimble. It is shaped like a bucket and designed to protect finger when pushing a needle through the layer of fabric. Other sewing materials. Fabric. It is a cloth used in making garments. The plain cotton fabric, flour sack or katcha is the most appropriate materials for beginners because they are very easy to handle. Thread. The thread is used in assembling or constructing the parts of the garment. Threads vary in sizes. Heavy fabric needs stronger threads. Threads should have the same color with that of the fabric used. There are two types of sewing machines according to place of use. Domestic machines for home use. Industrial machines which are used for factories and clothing production. Industrial machines are built specially to do long-term and professional tasks, while domestic machines cannot do heavy tasks. I hope you learned a lot. Always remember, at TLE, we keep on going beyond traditional. Bye-bye!